for real?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Annie from Rocket Ship Spark. When I sat down to think about my vision for next year for Spark and what I wanted to see, not only in the students, the school, and the staff, I read back to an article talking about drug addicted rats. And bear with me, but the analogy was just the idea around these that got addicted, and they all thought that the addiction was caused by a chemical piece in the brain and then caused them to become addicted, and there was like no way out until they realized that a change in environment and a change in the culture and a change in how the rats interacted with other rats like actually reversed the effects of the addiction in and of itself. And so they called it the Rat Park. And so I went and was super, super clever and called it Spark Park. And so all summer I just kept saying Spark Park to myself, which sometimes I said it out loud and sometimes I said it in my head, which was just fine because it was a mantra that I kept playing. And it drove a lot of the decisions and a lot of the things that I wanted to see on campus. So the idea around how do I foster within the staff, like the idea of there's always going to be support, there's always going to be somebody there to help you achieve that goal that you want to achieve. And so making sure our teachers knew that they had the power to manage up and to reach out if they needed support, and gave them the different ways that they were able to communicate with their managers or their peers to hold each other accountable to that. Another way that it came out to like create the Spark Park and that environment that just like is very comforting and consistent and pick another adjective, was the idea of like shared spaces and having very consistent things in every single room. So not only for adults walking from room to room, but also students going from room to room, seeing the same type of whiteboard setup, seeing the same type of desk layout, seeing the same type of font on their worksheets or the font inside of their classrooms, or posters that are uniformed across the school, creating that environment that is very comforting for the students and consistent, so that they only had to focus on their education and not necessarily like what the different aspects of the school look like. How's that?
That's
Anything
great.
else?